All right. Good evening, everybody. As always, Vanguard here and have some tea. Give it a few, let everybody get in here, mess around a little bit. I'll blow this up a little bit. Oh, God. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, I don't need anybody looking at me in 4K.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight. As always, we'll probably go off the tracks, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Can't go wrong when you're speaking from the heart, right?
That's it.
So we're going to talk a little bit about voter suppression or lack thereof. I'm sure some of y'all seen the visitor to Atlanta, Georgia, who made a complete asshat out of himself. Apparently, apparently, he deemed that it was necessary to put every single person in the United States in a racist column. So that's how it goes, though. Somebody definitely wrote it for him. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I would like to meet whoever his press secretary is that writes that dumb shit, because I bet $10 they got a nose ring and pink hair. Just saying.
It's nothing like having some fishing equipment in your face.
You never know when you might need it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there goes Demon.
Yep. We're going to talk about that, too. How this ass clown put Martin Luther King lower on the totem pole than old Fentanyl Floyd. I don't know how the hell that happened. We're going to give it a few and let a couple more people get in here and see what's going on. Ass holes.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see that while we're waiting on people to get in here? Did you see that video where he snatched his wife's shirt open on stage?
No. Really?
Oh my man. I spend entirely too much time watching this guy. It's more like a comedy sketch, but
it's like a bad comedy skit.
Oh yeah.
It's like late night on Univision. Just saying.
You can't make this shit up, I promise you.
No, you cannot. Not with him.
Talking about the cookies again. Yeah, you're right, Jay. It is less than comedy. It's more like a damn train wreck.
Train wreck, dumpster fire. I mean, just pick a term that works.
Man, I couldn't believe it. His wife looked like she wanted to slap the hell out of him when he did that.
Well, I mean,
the caption on the video says inappropriate. That's what the YouTube video said, and then I was like, well, I gotta watch this,
Look what Reaper said. Oh, he is true. I mean, if he was on record and you played it backwards, you could probably understand him.
Like a Chicago record?
I guess.
The devil is coming. Yeah, Jeez.
Man.
Hey, we got a crowd in here.
That'll work. The more the merrier.
I'm going to do individual call-outs. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll go good evening with Miss Blessed April D, Terry, Bone Crusher, as always. Reapers. We got Soya, Demon, and Ranger J. We got him on there too. Yeah.
What's up, Ozzy?
And Ozzy. And then there's Palmetto Bug. Palmetto.
Oh, you're going to be off her Christmas list too, like Jay.
Was I on a Christmas list?
I don't know.
And there's my reply.
Well, one can say she never holds back.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. We want to keep it as honest and open as possible. Why put a filter on it?
That's it.
I don't give a shit. You don't give a shit.
Nope.
Nobody really cares. Can we talk about a training video I seen earlier?
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah, we can talk about it. You know why? Because it's our damn show. So some of y'all may have seen that
We talk about the Shaft Militia.
oh God, I'm still laughing. I can't contain it. I can't contain it. Just so y'all are aware, you can't just pick up any rifle and point it at something and call it a training video. I'm pretty sure that they didn't hit the target. I couldn't hear the plate pinging at all. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But if y'all want to train and be up on their level, you can always watch John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Get you some pointers.
Don't forget about Shaft.
And Shaft, you got to watch Shaft.
Yes, sir. Gotta watch Shaft 1 and 2.
You got to watch John Wick for the tactics, and you got to watch Shaft for the dress code
And the attitude.
and the aptitude.
That's it.
That's it. Hey, they better have good dental the way they were holding that damn shotgun because it's about to knock some teeth out.
Takes a special set of skills.
Well, you're supposed to bite the rear sight when you're aiming. You know?
They don't believe in offset sights. They believe in offset sight. Just saying.
Wow. I tell you what, though, if you ever want to decontaminate your land of some pine trees, you can call them in. They'll take care of it. Can a pine tree get lead poisoning? I will load their magazine with bow wheels and see what happens.
I just keep thinking about the classic Schwarzenegger movie Predator. Remember when they were all out there with that minigun and they leveled that part of the jungle trying to hit the Predator? All of them just emptied everything they had. That's got to be what it's like in one of their training seminars.
Oh,
it's not a matter of what they're hitting. It's a matter of they hit everything.
Well,
they don't need a Bobcat. They just go out there and level it with them, all their ammunition.
Well, if they got any training from the Not Fucking Around Coalition, they could just aim at each other.
This is true.
Bob and weave. Bob and weave.
Oh, shit.
All right, y'all. We don't want to talk about people. No, I don't give a shit. Anyway, so we're going to roll into this voter suppression, talk about that a little bit, because that was the whole dilemma of baby Bill Biden coming down to Atlanta, Georgia, and putting on a big old racist speech, just labeling everybody in there, you know, Democrats, Republicans, pretty much anybody that is not in line with the person that wrote his speech's belief. They're all racist. Yeah. So voter suppression, and he directed that straight towards Georgia. So Georgia has, early voting, right?
Yep.
Okay. You can send in absentee ballots. If you're just sick, you can send in an absentee ballot in Georgia. I mean, they have plenty of days.
Yeah, they're pretty liberal as far as allowing you to vote via mail or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, and I don't want to say it did happen, but it's not a conspiracy theory if there's facts, right? So going around to your senior citizen establishments and saying, hey, don't you want to check that box and let me hold that? You know, nothing's being said about that shit.
Nope.
But we've got him going to cities and stuff. Well, not cities. He went to just Atlanta, Georgia, which is a shithole.
Yes, it is.
I didn't say that.
I did.
That's the next Chirac in the makings right there.
Telling you. entertainment wall around that bitch.
But his own state, as one of the most strenuous voting laws that there is. I'm not even sure they even have it. Do they even have early vote? I'm gonna look that shit up. I don't think so. Might as well get on the old interwebo.
Well, you know how it is. It's do as I say, not do as I do. That's how they look at it.
Yeah, so we're gonna pull up the old Delaware voting laws. Oh, they even got it says Delaware voting law versus Georgia. Good, that's right on topic. Well,
Demon, that's actually a good name. Shocklana. I like that.
what is it? I can't see shit.
He said old Shocklana instead of Atlanta.
Hell yeah.
That's actually pretty spot on.
That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's back up a little bit here. I want to be more specific on Delaware. I don't give. We know Georgia's just a racist ass, like a Jim Crow 2.0. Because Biden said so, right?
Yeah, well, you know everything he says is the gospel.
Yeah.
The man who got more votes than any other president in history. I mean, he got more votes than Obama. That shows that he is the chosen one. Just saying.
All right, voting in Delaware. So, well, hell, there's some shit on here that'll keep him from voting. So to start with, you got to be a citizen of the United States. Okay, that's cool. You got to be a resident of Delaware. Okay. He or she must be 18 years of age by election day. Okay. This one right here is going to eliminate his ass. He or she must be mentally competent.
Well, he is after 80 cc's or whatever magic serum they're giving him and 3 shock therapies.
He or she shall not be under felony sentences, convicted, or otherwise investigated for felonies. Well, hell, that takes his ass out too.
Yeah, so far he's got 2 strikes.
Damn. You are required to have voter identification.
Oh, hell no. Wait a minute. That goes against the playbook.
Wait, they changed it. Let me look. Biden must have written this shit. It's all over the fucking place.
Is it in crayon?
Yeah. Okay, so I got it right here. So you got an automatic registration in Delaware. So if you've gotten one light bill there, you're registered to vote. If you are not automatically registered, you have 24 days before an election to vote. To register. An eligible voter can register to vote by mail, by phone, in person, at the DMV or the Department of Health and Social Services. You can also register at the Labor Board.
Damn.
That's a lot of
Well,
places.
Delaware's a little pissant state, though, right?
Yeah.
Somehow I'm thinking they don't get the great influx of less than desirables as the rest of the country. Just saying.
Let me click on this right here. That might be something that's hid. Laws permitting non-citizens to vote.
Oh, hell.
Hold on. Let me see here now. That's scary. New York's going to go to that shit, right?
Oh, yeah. Or I will too. PRI will go, New York will go, New Jersey might go, California will go. Those are pretty much givens. Oregon.
Wow. So Delaware, here are the forms of ID that you can use for voting: a Delaware driver's license, a U.S. passport, a signed polling place or social security card, a signed vehicle registration. You can have a signed credit card with a photo. You can use that, or a similar document that identifies the person by photo or signature. So you can just go grab some random ass car registration with a signature on it and go vote.
Sounds to me like you can go to a convention and get you an honorary Starfleet Academy card and vote. Just saying. That's some strict voting laws right there.
Yeah. I don't see any early voting in Delaware at all. Yeah, I don't see anything on that. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
Well, I'm sitting there looking at like demons talking about they'll vote in national elections and whatnot in New York. Well, New York's already a blue shithole state, anyways. So is PRI. So is California. So, it's a wash either way who they let vote in them. Because we're never going to get them to vote right.
Well, this all this stuff that they're trying to vote on now is federal government being in control of voting.
Yeah, I saw that.
So what that means is they would be able to implement things on a state level that's out of the state's control.
Right, but that directly flies in the face of the Constitution, which they don't really care about. I know, but
Right,
they're not supposed. That's overreach.
I don't think it's going to go through. Me personally, I don't think it's going to go through because it takes 60 votes to pass it. That's why they're trying to get rid of the filibuster now.
Right, because they can't get Sinema and Manchin to get on board with their crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a step-by-step process of their crookedness. So they got to get rid of that, and then they're going to bring back all this stuff that failed. They'll bring it all back through.
Right.
The Build Back Worse plan and all that shit. So it's going to be never ending.
As long as they're in power, you're correct.
Uh-oh. Let's check out these. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to get Democratic voters to go to the labor board to get a card.
No.
They might think that shit's entrapment.
That's like throw a damn pair of work boots in the middle of them, they'll all scatter like damn cockroaches.
Damn job applications. That's how you get people to quit robbing stores. Put a big ass "we're hiring" sign out front.
This is true. This is true. Apply inside.
Yeah. So he come down and made all these comments and everything about Georgia being Jim Crow 2.0, suppression and all that stuff. Requiring an ID to vote to show who you are is not suppression. If you go to a damn bar or out to drink or whatever, you got to have your ID.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? You go to get a light bill or power turned on, you got to have an ID. You go open up a bank account, you got to have an ID.
Got to get on an airplane, got to have an ID.
Yeah, to get a passport, got to have an ID. I don't understand it. To go on these cruises, the COVID cruise, you got to have an ID. I think to get vaccinated, you have to have an ID.
Well, maybe you're supposed to.
Yeah.
We've already seen there's a few folks out there cutting that corner.
Well, there's that. Try not to talk about the vaccines too much, because We'll be
We
big,
don't.
big fat liars if we talk about that.
Yeah, we'll be fact checked.
Yeah, I got a fact check for them right here. Broke back better plan. Yep, absolutely. Speaking of that, did y'all see California? I believe it was they're trying to implement a statewide medical program for everybody,
No,
which is
I didn't see it.
it's gonna double the state's taxes.
How's that work when 3/4 of the state don't pay taxes?
I don't know. I tell you how it's going to work. The ones that's already paying hundreds of dollars a week, is going to be paying double that in taxes just to pay for everybody else to have medical, because that person probably already has medical through their company. Now they're going to be paying for their insurance and some freeloading piece of shit's insurance. So, yeah, there's that.
Wow. Did Bone Crusher send you a link?
Send me a what?
A link.
Let me see.
About the NASA bill.
Let me see here. Yeah. Wait, no, I don't think that's the NASA bill. Bone Crusher, it's not the NASA bill, but it's something else. The link you sent, that's the one you want to.
Well, she's talking about they tried to bury shit in the NASA bill.
Okay, copy that. Let me all right, let me open up something right quick. Somewhere on here. All right, just remind me I got to pause this.
No commercials.
There not be no damn ads on there either. Oh shit, hold up. Oh yeah, it's 13 minutes. So we'll listen to this. Maybe I can pronounce her name correctly. Kat Kamak. Guess that's how you say it. Close enough. We'll just call her Kat just for the hell of it. So apparently this is in direct relations to the NASA bill. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna share it and all that good stuff. Let me just make sure that I'm not gonna accidentally dox myself here. All right, hell yeah, here we go. Are y'all ready? Here we go. Come on, you piece of hey. Wow. There it is. Got it? Y'all see that on there? Yeah.
See nothing, hear nothing, know nothing.
Oh, you don't see it?
Nope.
Oh,
I got
see
nothing.
this.
Here we
How
go.
about that?
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm still in a learning process, y'all, so just bear with me. All right, here we go. We should have volume, maybe. Oh, no, there we go.
California Cat here, and I just left the floor.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Of the House of Representatives, and I am walking back to the office, and I wanted to give you guys an update about what just happened. The Democrats just voted to take over our elections and to basically ensure that they have control of our elections forevermore. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what happened, what is in this bill, the so-called voting rights bill, and what comes next, because that's really important, but then what you can do about it. This is really important, so just bear with me. I'm going to run through this. First and foremost, share this video because we have got to get the word out to everybody. That is important. We've got to share what happened because the media is not going to cover this. So today, the House of Representatives, just now, I was on there and I was casting a hell no ballot, voted to federalize our elections. You're probably wondering, what does that mean? They took two bills, two dangerous bills, HR 1, the For the Politicians Act, and HR 4, and created a love child. They took an old NASA bill and gutted it, and then tucked all of this egregious language into the NASA bill. So it was like NASA Infrastructure Act or something. It has nothing to do with NASA. We are not giving voting rights to Martians today. Even though what we voted on was a NASA bill, it was actually a federal takeover of elections. That right there ought to tell you, if they cannot even name the bill, they have to gut another bill and then tuck their egregious, horrific language into it. That tells you that they're trying to hide something. Let me tell you what was in this bill. So I'm sorry, I'm out here on the sidewalk, so it's a little bit loud. But like I said, I wanted to tell you guys what happened immediately because we knew this was coming and we knew that it was going to pass the House. So really, really important that you guys know what's in the bill and then the next step. So within this bill, and there's a ton, but the things that you need to know that are the most egregious are that it is 100% a mechanism to strip states' rights to enforce voter ID laws. So that means you would not be required to show a photo ID to register to vote or to actually vote. No more ID. You have to have an ID to.
So I'm going to pause that for just a minute, yeah. I don't want that shit to happen again, but yeah. She makes a good point, and does anybody here know anything about NASA being involved in voter rights? Huh? I thought they were just over putting toilets on the moon or some shit. I don't know. Anyway. All right, I'll get it started back up. Is the sound good? Sound check?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. I think I was echoing through. So.
Get on an airplane, you got to have an ID to drive a car. You have to have an ID to buy alcohol. You got to have an ID to buy cigarettes. But you no longer need a photo ID to vote in an election. Think about that. So that is in this bill, and that is what just passed the House. Also in this bill is ballot harvesting. Third-party groups that are paid for by political entities and political parties now can collect ballots and then turn them in. Now, we all know that ballot harvesting is a breeding ground for fraud, and this bill actually makes it so that states cannot ban ballot harvesting. Huge problem. The other thing, it allows non-citizens to vote. This bill allows non-citizens to vote. Think about what's happening. Think about the travesty that is happening at our southwest border. 1.7 million just last year, and it's getting worse. I talked to Border Patrol agents just yesterday. It is getting worse. Non-citizens under this bill can vote. The other thing that I think is the most egregious, and this is why I need you guys to help me spread the word about this. And I'm going to use AOC as an example. This is public financing of campaigns. And you're probably like, what does that mean, Kat? Why is that a problem? Let me tell you why that's a problem. Because the way this bill is written, you now, and you being the taxpayer, me being a taxpayer, we are on the hook for a 6-to-1 match. And I'm sorry, There's a fire engine coming, so hold on one second. Don't let this fire engine go
Had to do the old pause there for a minute, y'all. So she's making some very good points. And this is hitting right along with what we were talking about earlier. So,
Yep.
Thank y'all for sending me that link. I know, Palmetto, you posted it last month. Let me see here. Let me get her back fired up here.
So we are now on the hook for a 6-to-1 match for donations to politicians that are $200 or less. And you're probably like, well, why does that matter, Kat? Let me put this in perspective. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, from New York, the original squad member, the one who's pushing the Democratic Socialist agenda. She raised last election $21 million. $21 million is what she raised. Almost $19 million of that was from donations of $200 or less. Let me repeat that. AOC raised roughly $19 million. It was about $18,893,102. I'm doing this off the top of my head because I'm standing out here on the side talking. Almost $19 million in a single election she raised from donors that was $200 or less. So that's a lot of people, right? What does that mean for us now under this bill? Which again, there's still a process. So just because it passed the House doesn't mean that it has gone to the Senate and it's already law. So just hold on. The thing that you need to know is when you have a politician like AOC who raises approximately $19 million in what is called small dollar donations, that puts us in a 6-to-1 match, which means you and me, we don't agree with her, we don't like her, but now we're on the hook to finance her campaign to the tune of $113 million. $113 million. If you have $113 million in your re-election campaign, you're going to be in Congress forever. You hear the Democrats talk about how they want to get money out of politics. This puts way more money into politics. This is why they are the party of do as I say, not do as I do, because their actions are 180 degrees opposite of what they are saying. They are not for the people. They're for themselves. They're for the DC bureaucrats and the politicians, and we know it. This bill is not just about our elections. It is about ensuring that their liberal progressive agenda is about dependency and control. When you think about it, they have this social justice warrior mindset that is all about putting programs in place that aren't hand-ups, right? They're handouts, but these handouts just aren't welfare, right? These are traps. They are designed to trap.
Okay, so she's hitting on multiple things that we've talked about on here. So these handouts, we talked about it several times. Okay. Make the country dependent on you, on the government. Then the government gives a little bit, and then you're like, oh, I can't survive without them. I don't know what I'm going to do without that monthly child tax credit or damn stimulus check every 9 months, you know. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So we talked about the filibuster earlier, right? So why are they doing that? They're trying to do that for a power grab. They're trying to take away the actual value that has been set in place in our government for hundreds of years, over 100 years, right? That doesn't allow unconstitutional or unfair voting in the Senate or the House. So she's hitting directly on that, and I'm going to start the video about it. This is very, very interesting. So,
Trap people into poverty. They are designed to keep people suppressed. And when you look at this whole big thing that's going on, everything from their election takeover bills to the Build Back Broke plan, all of it, this is all about an agenda that is dependency and control. They make people dependent on government so they can control elections forevermore. And this bill is just one more step that they are taking. So you're wondering, this bill just passed the House. What the heck? What the heck happens next? Is it law? No, it is not law. Just because this bill has now passed the House does not mean that it is law. It now goes to the Senate. The Senate has got big problems. So you have probably been hearing in the news about Chuck Schumer and what is going on with Chuck Schumer. So Chuck Schumer has to blow up the filibuster in order to pass this bill. Keep in mind, the filibuster is what protects the rights of the minority. Right now, the minority are the Republicans. The Democrats, when they were in the minority, used the filibuster just as recently as 2020, 323 times. Now they hate the filibuster. Isn't that funny? It's funny. When the shoe's on the other foot, they kick and scream. Oh my gosh, it's the worst thing in the world, even though they are the most egregious users of it. So now that it has gone to the Senate, you're like, okay, the bill goes to the Senate. What happens? Chuck Schumer's got problems. In order to pass this, he's got to blow up the filibuster. Does he have the votes? No. He does not have the votes in the Senate. And it is now our job to make sure he never gets the votes. So you're asking me, what can we do? Is all lost? No, all is not lost. Are we pissed off? Yes, but all is not lost. What this means now is that we have to get on the phones. We need to go to senate.gov, look up your senators. These are your senators in Washington. We're not talking about our state capitals, not your state senators. Do not call your congressmen or women. Call your state senators. It doesn't matter if you're in Montana or Florida or in New York or in Texas. Every state has 2 senators. So that means you have 2 phone calls to make. You get to call your senators and you get to tell them that 1, you want the filibuster to stay in place. 2, you want them to vote no on the so-called Voting Rights Act. It's not a Voting Rights Act, it's a voting free vote. That's what this bill is. So that is the marching orders here. Call your senators and tell them in their Washington, D.C. offices that you do not want them to support the so-called Voting Rights Act. When you call them, you give them your name, you give them your phone number, you tell them you're a resident of the state, whatever state you're in. You tell them you want a response, because it's very important to tell your representatives that you want a response. If you don't tell them explicitly, I want a response, they're never going to respond to you. So give them a way to communicate back to you, be it a phone number, be it an email, an address for snail mail, doesn't matter. But the important thing is that you go to senate.gov, you look up who your senators are, you call their Washington, D.C. offices, and you tell them absolutely hell no, we do not want this bill. We want our constitutional elections as our founding fathers envisioned them, with the states determining the time and manner and place in which they're conducted. That is what we have to do. So that is what is up right now, guys. That is what is happening in Washington. This literally just happened. You're probably going to see a ton of stuff in the news about inflation and everything that's going on. But the important thing that is happening here is an attempt to take over our elections, which if we do that, we will never win another election. So it's important that we get involved, we get engaged. We cannot lose hope. We can never lose hope. That is very, very important. We have got to stay engaged. So-called voting rights bill, everybody knows what it is. It's a NASA bill. You could say NASA bill and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's the voting rights bill. Because somehow they can't pass it under the name voting rights, because we all know what they're trying to do. So they got a NASA bill and they use that as the shell. Remember, guys, what this bill does. It publicly finances campaigns. It allows non-citizens to vote. It encourages ballot harvesting. It strips voter ID requirements, all the things that are basic common sense American. This isn't even a Republican versus Democrat thing. This is an American thing. Every single person, regardless of your party affiliation, should want integrity in our elections. And that is why it's important that we get involved. Share this video, guys. Let's educate our friends, our neighbors, our families, our coworkers, educate everybody on what is going on, what's in this bill, and how they can help. That is my ask of you today. It's Thursday, on the 13th. We have got a couple of days to get this done. Start calling today. Senate will be in through the weekend. Call them tomorrow. Call them through the weekend. They're trying to get this done in time for MLK Day next week. Let's make sure that we honor the memory of Martin Luther King by protecting the system that guarantees equal opportunity for every single American, not equal outcome. This bill does anything but that. Let's make sure that we preserve our elections. Thank you guys so much. Share the video. I'll be keeping you updated. Take care. God bless.
Wow. That was a lot.
Yep. She's passionate.
Yep. I mean, she's on point with everything that she was spitting. So the filibuster, man, they've got to shut that down. I just got an interesting article from Bone Crusher here about the University of Alabama football coach Nick Saban. So he's talking to Manchin, trying to get him to support the voting rights legislation. Wow.
Needs to stay in his damn lane.
Needs to stay in his lane.
Makes no sense.
Sure hope we don't have any Alabama fans in here because he probably just lost a little bit of fan base with that.
Well,
I absolutely love Alabama football team, man. You know I'm kidding, right?
Well, him trying to tell people to do one thing or another, trying to influence a vote, is no different than LeBron James running his mouth, in my opinion. You know,
Yes.
do what you do well. Don't deviate from what you're doing like you're an expert on everything, because you're not. You know,
your damn 2-point conversion trick plays, that shit needs to stay on the field, not in politics.
exactly.
And I want to go back because we had mentioned it earlier, about Martin Luther King. And so the president of our wonderful nation seems to think that George Floyd was a much larger scale of an influence than Martin Luther King. I have to beg to differ on that. And they're completely going off of the scale of what Martin Luther King believed in. I don't know, man. You could probably weigh in a little more on that because I wasn't really into politics back then. I don't think I knew what the hell politics were back then.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking back. I'm a white guy, obviously, and I understand what Martin Luther King did, what he meant to people, et cetera, the things he achieved. Whether you agree with him or not is irrelevant. But over the course of the past 2 years, they have successfully undone and undermined everything that man fought for, and continue to do it, and then call us racists. I mean, to put Fentanyl Boy on a level with MLK is ridiculous, and an insult to MLK and his legacy of what he did. And I can't believe that the black folks, African American, whatever, are not raising holy hell. I mean, I don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, I keep hearing, his dream was equality. You know what I'm saying? He wanted everybody to be equals.
Yep.
And that's what people claim nowadays. They want equality, equality, equality. And that is bullshit. Okay. When you look at facilities that are given the vaccine and people of certain color take precedence over another, that is not equality.
You heard about the blowback from that, right?
Nope.
There's some lawsuits, I believe, about that.
There should be.
Yeah, because it was 2 different states doing that, right? I think.
Yeah.
I believe there's some lawsuits behind it now.
There should be, because that's a medical field. And, you know, you go under oath as a medical physician that you are to treat people no matter what. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter at all.
Nope.
So it's no longer about equality. It's about inequality. Missouri is one of them that has the lawsuit.
Yes. Which is kind of funny. I was surprised that Missouri was one of them, but, you know. What was the other state? Do we remember? I thought it was in the Midwest as well.
Yeah, I don't know why North Carolina keeps popping up in my mind. Probably because they got so many shit shows going on over there now. You know.
Well, they did vote in reparations, I thought.
Yeah, something like that. Well, you know, Atlanta, they've got a little ordeal going on like that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It pisses me off. Let me check something right quick. Oh, so I'm going to give a shout out here. Got a donation. Palmetto. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's what it takes to keep some of this shit moving. So shout out, Palmetto. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can do something like put a. Oh, God. That backfired. I was going to see if there was like ability to put like a gold star by somebody, but I don't think that's what. No, that doesn't work. I'm being funny. I'm being facetious. Where's our resident Hellraiser Ranger J at? Oh.
He was here a minute ago.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him for a minute, though.
So, yeah, they want to take a damn tweaked out criminal and put him at a higher standard than MLK. I don't support that at all. That's absolutely insane. Martin Luther King created equal rights movements.
Mm-hmm.
He was a pioneer. And I just don't get it. I don't. You're going to take somebody, you know. Should George Floyd have died? No, I don't think so. No, nobody should be killed by the hand of another person without, you know, reason, you know, like a threat of life or something like that. But to put someone on the same level as Martin Luther King is absolutely insane. I don't know where people's minds are going right now.
Well, I mean, this is the same idiot that made the statement that, you know, the January 6th was on par with, you know, December 7th. Bombing Pearl Harbor. I mean, really? Really?
Yeah, I seen something else too. They referenced another situation. I don't even remember what it was now, but it was like 100. It was was it the bomber, the Unabomber, or some shit? I can't even remember. There's just so much shit that goes along with the inaccuracy that spews out of their throat holes. I don't know.
Yep.
Absolute insanity. But that's what we've got leading our nation, y'all. So get on board, because if you do not support Biden or his uncognitive fucking decisions for our nation than you, my friend, are a racist. They got what?
Oh, hell no.
That's funny. I got this same meme that's got both of them in the same picture.
Yeah, but okay. Didn't they have a big shrine for this dirtbag and lightning struck it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't that kind of speak volumes? I mean, I'm not really a superstitious man, but come on. What are the odds?
1 in a million.
At
You got a higher
least.
chance of winning the lottery.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, I believe it was a sign. Oh, did you see what
Yeah, I'm posting
Mama
up
D
there.
did? Or said?
Biden doesn't have a presidential picture in the White House. He also asked for Trump's to be taken down. Wow, okay. Wow, he doesn't like having a constant reminder of how big of a fucking asshat he is. He doesn't like looking at a president that actually wanted to make something out of our country, that actually stood up for the people. You know, I'm about to go on a damn rant, T. So
Go ahead.
I seen something about him having COVID, and they tried to act like President Trump didn't have. I remember when they announced that he had COVID.
Yeah, because he stayed at that hospital, remember? And they had like it was like a, I don't know, like a big meeting room or whatever they had him set up in, and he was operating from there while he was recovering. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
It was like a conference room of some kind.
And you know, because I remember being surprised because 3 days after he got it, hell, he was back on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. That damn hydrochloroquine works. You know, and I don't know. I don't get it, man. There's some shit. I did some fact checking on some people. Yes, I'm guilty. I fact checked someone today. Okay.
Yeah, but you fact checked them to fact check, not because you didn't like what they were saying.
Right. Well,
There's a
they said
difference.
that Trump and DeSantis were at a boiling point with each other, and it happened to be on a YouTube channel called The Hill. I don't know if y'all have ever watched that, but it is absolute trash. They put the most inaccurate information out that I've ever seen. So they're saying they're at a boiling point with each other and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. Why the hell would they go and have, a nice meal in Mar-a-Lago together then if they're so at each other? I don't get it.
What difference does it make anyways?
It doesn't. They're just trying to go ahead and spew some misinformation, and
this is all smoke and mirrors to keep everybody confused and bitching while they do all their shady shit. This is what they do every time. And let's face it, they're worried about 2022 in the midterms. This is them running defense and trying to throw anything at the wall and hope it sticks.
yeah,
Doesn't matter what kind of crazy shit it is.
And don't get me wrong, I didn't fact check it because I didn't like the situation, because I fact checked a damn so-called QAnon thing earlier today. They were talking about JFK Jr. is going to be running with President Trump 2024. Has people lost their freaking mind? You think that if, let's say he was alive, okay, you think he's been in hiding ever since that plane crash just to come out and run as a VP? No. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you got some of this. I don't know where some of this shit comes from, man. People have great imaginations, though. I do have to give them that. I don't know where they sit around and come up with this shit.
That's some crazy shit. That really is. I mean, next thing you know, they'll be telling you that Elvis is going to be the Secretary of State.
I seen Elvis the other day. I think he got the last pack of damn chicken breast at Walmart. fast with that damn stroller, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you know, Elvis liked his fried chicken.
Hey. Yeah, QAnon is very. I don't fall into that realm of stuff because that's a rabbit hole of a lot of dark thoughts, and they play off of people's dark thoughts with that. And it's just like the situation we're in now. You know, you give somebody a little bit of hope, and they'll run with it, and that's exactly what they do.
Yep,
it's exactly. I mean, I've seen stuff on there where they talk about cloning presidents and shit like that. Man, I don't want to believe that. Whatever. People are crazy. Because if you think for 1 minute they cloned Biden, that they couldn't fix some damn DNA in there to straighten his ass out, I mean, seriously?
Look, if Nancy Pelosi's still breathing and Mad Maxine, they can keep anybody alive.
Well, I'm telling you right now, both of them are living proof that they have stem cell injections invented already.
Something.
Because there's no, both of them look like a fucking melted candle. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I'm going to edit that later. I'm kidding.
Hey, just dropping truth.
Yeah, that right there. There's a lot of people that believe in that stuff. And am I saying all of it's false? No, some of it came from somewhere. Something had to sprout that seed for them to get something to gather off of there, but they just go a little too far with that stuff, man. I don't know.
I think QAnon, they probably take a sliver of truth and then spin it.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's just like anybody else. It's just you start that snowball rolling down the hill and then let it go.
What else? Let's see. Yeah. Q fans, Google Operation Trust.
Yep.
They won't be able to sleep at night, Ripper. That'll force them to actually have to read some legitimate knowledge. It's crazy. I was about to say something. I don't know what the fuck it was. Man, that shit is wild, man. So we nothing's changed from the last live. We're still in turmoil as a nation. You got morons leading morons. A whole lot of money grabs going on, trying to change the system to fit the narrative or trying to change the system to fit the advantage of a certain party. But I'm going to tell you this right now. They better be careful messing with that filibuster because it's not very long till November. It couldn't come soon enough, but I'm telling you, there's a potential to take 70% of the House and the Senate back. So that is a lot.
I'd love to see that happen.
Yeah, it does not matter what voting level you have in there or how many it takes. It's going to be a wash, an absolute wash. So there'll be no way to change the outcome. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, with so many of the Democrats not running for re-election, too, that's got to have them worried.
Yeah, there was a new one today, Ivan something. I can't even remember. So that puts it up to like 28.
Okay. Well,
my photographic memory is not what it used to be.
More the merrier. Don't run for re-election. That makes it that much more of a toss-up. I'll take it. Reaper's right. If they remove the filibuster, it's definitely a gateway drug. It will only get worse from there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll be impossible to get anything done or to win an election if they get rid of the filibuster, because what they'll do is they'll just do everything by simple majority. So any kind of bullshit they want to push down our throat, they're going to do it because there won't be any way to stop it.
Right, until the tide shift, but then it can be too late. It's a lot easier to put a law or a bill in place than it is to remove it.
Exactly. I mean, that Obamacare is a classic example of that nightmare. We listened to people say for 5 or 6 years they're going to remove that shit, and it's still there in one form or another.
It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna look into that cat lady some more. Cat lady, that's a terrible thing to call her. That came out wrong, y'all. Came out wrong.
Oh.
Cat Kamek or whatever. I'm terrible with names. You can ask Demon. Yeah, Cat Kamak. So she seems to be sending some truth. So I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we've been on here a little over an hour. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I will look at the schedule for this week. It looks like we'll probably be back on here Thursday, depending. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I think it's supposed to snow again. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Historically, though, this is when we get our snow. So.
All right. Well, everybody in the chat, thank y'all for stopping by. We'll keep them coming. We'll come on here and spit some of our opinions. They are our opinions. Hopefully you share some of them. Hopefully you agree. If not, that's fine. We're different. Everybody's different. Make sure you share. Send us out. We got a couple things moving in the background. We had a visitor in the live chat last week. I think it's going to be a pretty good potential for a little bit more information. I'm with you, T. So I don't want to spoil it. But okay. All right. Here we go. We got some product coming. Okay. Shirts, definitely. Possibly tumblers, hats, decals. It's all coming. I'm hoping this week. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Y'all keep an eye on the website. Those of you that are not on the website, you need to get on there. Evolution Vanguard 1776.com. Okay. Need to get on there, check it out. It's flowing right there across the banner. Y'all get on there. It will be coming. All right. Don't hate, Jay. Don't hate. Don't hate. Wow. All right, T, you got anything to close out?
Just, thanks everybody for being here. Keep your eyes open, pay attention to what's going on, stay informed. Don't let nothing sneak up on you. And if you see anything, hear anything, let us know. We'll talk about it. We'll have you on. You can talk about it. Just, there's the man right there. Let him know. And again, thanks everybody. Have a good night.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. So like T just said, everybody, if somebody wants to come on here, anybody that is a member of the website, you can message me directly and we'll schedule you to come on here. Talk about anything you want to. You can't jack it up no worse than we do on a nightly. So, but any of y'all's welcome. Y'all can come on here. Y'all remember, share, donate, like, all that good stuff. All right. Remember, own it. Quit your bitching. Take responsibility for it. All right. That's all I got, everybody. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all later on this week. Y'all be safe out there and take care.